Hey, it's Gene. Just talking about after the game. Just watching Mark blaming the club again. Not the players on the pitch. Of course he will in his ratings. He will. Um, I thought we played pretty well in the first half. Probably should have had a penalty. Probably should have 2 goals. They might have had one. I think that it could very similar to what it was last year. Uh, and the first 5 minutes of the second half, I think we played okay. Then they got into the game, and then a fluky off the Pert Martinez that just ends up right on somebody's foot, and it goes in. And then they kind of like dominated pretty much after that. We did some changes. We had opportunities. Obviously, Anthony hit the post. Um, the second goal, I don't even know how it gets to where that guy's that close to the goal. And I don't know what Martinez is trying to do, but I think the ball's probably going in regardless. He didn't really move it that different. So, um, as I said in my live, I did talk about this. Apparently, it would not process. So I'll just go ahead and say I thought we played a lot better than we did last week. But of course, Mark and other people are going crazy about this, saying it's the club's fault, that it's Ten Hag's fault, um, that our preseason was shit and our players are not fit. Well, that might be true. It might be very difficult going over United States. I thought we were a lot faster than we were last year or last week. I think Casemiro played pretty well until the point that we were. He probably got tired a little bit, and we weren't holding on the ball as much, and they kind of like then they actually went around him, so his influence in the game was negated. He almost scored himself. I mean, we clearly could have had 4 goals, and I think at the end of the day, he hasn't actually showed the statistics. I think we probably had between 25 and 30 shots in that game, and we didn't score. Um, Last week, I said that Bruno had a very bad game, and I thought he played poor again today. Yeah, a lot of endeavor, um, but mm, he's hard. I mean, it's hard because he's the captain, so you're not going to sit him down, and you hope that as a captain, he's going to use it to. I mean, the actual captain that he's going to be better with it. But there, especially the second half, he just threw passes that were not at his level. I think we're still trying to figure out where we put Mount and how we're going to put him into the game. I thought Mount was actually understated, played pretty well till we got to the point that we weren't getting the ball off of him. I think he stopped a couple things with him, and he had chances, helped people with chances, and didn't work. Excuse me. Um, we had chances, and the fact is we didn't score. We had a penalty claim that wasn't given. But overall, I think Spurs deserved to win that game. The second half performance, they were much better than we were. We still had chances. We had chances when it was 1-0 right away after they scored. We had a chance. But we didn't happen. Again, we're a lot better than we were last week. And the thing is that the guys like this, Goldbridge is going to say this is the worst thing ever, and we haven't improved. And we actually have improved from last week. We played a better team on the road, and we dominated a lot of that first half. The second half, we had this issue. We don't play the entire time well. So, but anyway, I'm just going to go. He's going through the rankings right now, and I'll do it as well. Onana, I'll give a 6, maybe a 7. I think that, I don't know why he couldn't have moved when that ball came off Martinez, because Martinez barely touched it, and the ball barely was touched by the Spurs player. Maybe he was just rooted. Maybe his balance was on the wrong side. I don't know, but he didn't move at all, and I think he could have got down and got that because it was just it was the slowest goal in the history of soccer or football. Um, well, I mean, I'm sure I have this down, but I'm sure he's probably talking about David De Gea when he's talking about Onana, saying we should not get rid of him. I know he's talking about it because he continually talks about this. We made the decision to have this type of player, and he made a lot of great passes today that David couldn't make. Uh, we're fine. After watching for 2 games, I'm 100% behind that selection. Juan Masaka, I think he was fine until he got the yellow card, and I think he was somewhat nullified. Um, but still, overall, he was fine. It's part of this formation that we're playing that allows him to go so far up the field that he has to come back and track back, and then Varane has to help him quite a bit on that side. The same thing happens on the other side. You got Luke either inverted or so far up the field, and Martinez has to be another type of like a left back, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of this formation, but that's how he wants to play, and obviously, the manager started the team from last week, and this this he's stubborn, so this is what he's going to do, and apparently, I think he's getting upset because people gave Varane he gave him a 6. I would have gave him a 7 today, and the rest of us gave him a 5.6. He's probably saying something. Well, he's not foreign or some shit. Yeah, I can just tell by the way he's talking. So I'd give Varane a 7. I think he played well the entire game. He had a chance to do something with his head, didn't do it. Um, Martinez, he gave him a 5. Everybody gave him a 4.6. I would give him a 4 because even though I don't think it's really his fault, both of those goals, it happened off of him. He's a defender, so he has to take the blame for that. And I think what he's saying now is that he's not fit, and that's on. Um, he gave Lucia a 5. They gave him a 4.4. I think I give Luke a 5 as well. I think he's also to blame for the first goal as well because he allowed him to get to the line and get it across. So it's on him. Casemiro, I'll give probably 6.5. I thought he played pretty well today. I think late in the game, he got tired, but I think he played pretty well. No, he gave him a 6, and everybody else gave him a 4.7, so he's probably going crazy with that as well. But yeah, I think Mount played 6. They gave him a 3.5. Oh my God. I don't think people really understand what he did in that game today, especially in the first half. He was everywhere trying to get the ball back. Unfortunately, he's not Fred, and people think that we can just live without Fred. We don't really have that type of player, and we really missed him today. In the way that we sold him for basically nothing, it makes you wonder. He could have came in there and done something. Bruno, I give 4. I gave him a 4 on my live. I don't see what Mark's going to give him. I think he gave him a 4. I think. Anthony's, I gave him a 5. I think he had a chance, hit the goal, had a chance to tie the goal, and he didn't do it. He gave him a 4, and the rest of them gave him a 3. Wow, that's people. I mean, this is interesting because last week they gave him higher grades, and we played like absolute shit. In about 50 minutes of this game, he played pretty good. So, I guess that's what it is. If you lose, you have to get the worst. Garnacho, I give him a 6. I think he tried. They gave him a 3.5. And now he's going to say, you can't say there's a young kid. I think he had industry, and he tried to do it, but couldn't do anything. He's going to, Rashford probably a 4. He's not involved because he's not a number 9. Below a 5. I give him a 6. I give Christensen a 6. I give Sancho a 6, and I give Palestri a 7. I thought he played well, and I think that Martial played 6. Was a 6, maybe a 6.5. So that's my ratings. He's going to say something bad about Den Haag. I have a problem with the formation, just like Mark does. I do. However, that's got to be the lowest. I don't even know what it was after the Liverpool game. I don't know if they gave a 2.6. That's what he gave a 4. So he's basically going to say that the players are not fit. I think we played pretty well in a lot of ways. I think Tottenham is a top 6 team away. First game at home. You don't have Harry Kane there anymore, and you have the new manager bounce. But we definitely could have scored 3 or 4 goals in that first half. And this would be a totally different thing. And maybe after about 60 or 70 minutes, if we're winning 3-1 or 4-1, you bring in McTominay and Erickson to just roll out the game, and they win 4-2 or something like that. But that didn't happen because we didn't score. So I don't really want to blame the defense. These were very fluky goals. But at the balance of the entire game, you got to give it to Spurs. They deserve to win. And that's what I do. Yeah, we should have had a penalty and all that other stuff, but we didn't make advantage when we had it. And that's how it works in this game. In the Premiership, but from one, even as great as City is, if you're not playing the entire time 100%, you're going to lose. And then when you got fluky things happen to you, you lose. So, anyway, thank you for watching. If we get as better next week after this week, if it just continually does this and get to a point where we're playing well, because I think at some point we're going to put a lot of goals past somebody. We just have the ability. We just have to finish it. And if we get Holland in, maybe that will change everything. Okay, you guys have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.